Border Patrol's latest update is a clear signal that Trump's crackdown on the border is working. Look at this. 0 illegal migrants released into the country last month. Compare that to 62,000 released in May of last year when Biden was in charge. Acting CBP commissioner says illegal crossings along the southwest border are down 93% compared to the same time last year. A new report in the Wall Street Journal claims that President Trump is struggling to deport a lot of people without damaging the economy. This comes as the administration makes a clear reversal. Yesterday, we understood that they would ease up on enforcement of immigration laws on farms, raids at farms, hotels and restaurants. Now we find they will continue ICE raids on farms, hotels and restaurants. Rosanna Scotto joins me now. What's with this reversal?
So it seems like the president is really struggling with this topic, and he's being pushed and pulled by both sides. According to reports, his deputy chief of staff, Stephen Miller, wants to continue with these ICE raids on farms and restaurants and the hospitality industry because he wants to create the largest mass deportation in history. And then on the other side, there are Republicans who say maybe he needs to ease up on this. This is going to affect the food chain. I was telling you in the commercial break, I went to the supermarket this weekend, unsolicited. The manager came over to me and said, I have a lot of workers here who are very nervous to come to work. Even G.T. Thompson, the House Agriculture Chair, says basically, let's go after the criminals right now. Let us get time to put together this process so we don't disrupt the food supply chain. So the president is grappling with both sides at this point.
Well, I've got to tell everyone, Tom Homan, the border czar, man in charge of ICE, he's going to be on the show tomorrow, and I'll ask him about this apparent reversal. Moving on, next one for you. New York City's mayoral candidate, Brad Lander, he was arrested by ICE agents. He allegedly assaulted a federal officer at immigration court while trying to escort a migrant that the agents were trying to detain. OK, now you spoke to Lander earlier. A brief clip from the interview. Roll it.
So it's not a political stunt.
I mean, what I have been hoping is to escort people out of the building so they could continue to proceed with their case. I hope others will do it as well. My goal here was just to bear witness to what's taking place and to insist that we observe due process, which I don't think is happening. And I'm going to be back again.
Hold on a second. He didn't answer your question.
He didn't answer, so which leads me to believe it was a publicity stunt. And what you should know is that Brad Lander, whenever he goes to these deportation hearings at the courthouse, he alerts all the press desks, all the local news stations that he's going. So he goes with his PR person, he goes with his wife, who's an attorney, and he went with security because he has security on his detail. He did get picked up yesterday. No charges were filed. The Manhattan District Attorney is looking into possible charges against him because ICE says he obstructed justice. Now, I asked him, I said, as they were pulling this migrant named Edgardo away from him, it looked like Brad Lander was holding on to him. He was holding on to him and getting into the fray of things, and that's when ICE turned around and arrested him.
It seems to me that that's performance politics. It's a bit like Senator Padilla, who barged into the press conference.
Stuart, we're in a very rough mayoral time right now. Early voting has started in New York City for the mayor's race. Democrat, very crowded field. And Brad Lander is not one of the top runners. I'm sure he wants to gain a little traction, and this was a way to do it. He got a lot of attention.
I'm sure he will. Anti-ICE sentiment, when you're going after people in the supermarket, is unpopular. Political liability, I would suspect. Anyway, Rosanna, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Stuart. I appreciate it.
All good
nice
stuff,
to meet you,
always.
Luke.